All right, what's up, guys? So we're back again with the third Guilty Gear Strive developers backyard developer blog or whatever. You know, we always talk about these. These are really cool. It's kind of the first time we've seen a Japanese developer just be really, really transparent with the community, taking questions and answering them. And even though every time we get some random Goombas in here asking stupid questions or giving, you know, backhanded compliments and stuff, they still keep them going. Anyway, let's go. This is the third one, and this is honestly probably the least interesting. They don't really talk about too much, but it's still worth a read. Third volume, 8/31 release. Like I saw on the stream, the deadline was probably September 1st, and they're like, oh crap, we got to get something out there. So really quick, they just threw something together. But here's Katano. What is he? He's the development team. I think he's the guy developing Strive specifically, like the battle director. But he says, did you see the video? We already did. Check out that YouTube video. I already looked at the character reveals there. Just jump straight to the questions here. So first question, is your goal with Guilty Gear Strive to create a complex fighting game or a simpler one? So this is what I'm talking about. This is one of these stupid ass questions from these guys. Obviously, they're trying to create a simpler one. They've said it a million times. If you played the game, you know that. If you looked at it, you understand they're trying to make a simpler game that's still complex. This is a loaded question. They just want the devs to say, we're making a game simple. So be like, oh, I told you. They're dumbing down. They're killing Guilty Gear. They're killing Guilty Gear. Let's see how he answers. I would have told, if I was me, I'd be like, shut up, next question. But he answers it. He says, I like to establish that we believe simple and easy are separate concepts. So that first sentence kind of took, I was like, what does he mean by that? But if you think about it, a game like chess is simple enough. You know, compared to Mahjong, which is bullshit. A game like chess is simple, but it's not easy, right? It's very deep, but, you know, you just learn what all the moves do, you know, all the pieces do. You're like, oh, okay, I understand it. But then, you know, it's very, very complex later on. But here, they say previous games, it was difficult for new players to understand what's going on in the match when they watch how they'll play, so they feel not interested or motivated to improve. Because of that, we're working to make the appearance of moves and general impression of the game easier to comprehend compared to prior entities in the series. So he's talking here about the appearance, not so much about the gameplay. Actually, all of his answers mainly about non-gameplay stuff. But that's a fair point. You know, high-level Guilty Gear is super crazy and super sick, but it's easy to get lost if you're not familiar with the game. Even if you are playing a game, like Dizzy or Bedman, or if Elfelt's in the corner with a grenade and a shotgun, like I don't know what the hell's going on. So they want to make it the appearance and moves to seem easier so people can understand, but they want advanced techniques will be difficult to perform. This is key right here, that if you take away, you know, if you make it so there's only one correct option, you take away that ability of Guilty Gear to be unique. So that's something that everyone talks about Guilty Gear and games like BlazBlue, is that players can express themselves, you know. The stupid quote everyone always says is playing Guilty Gear is like playing jazz or something, but the idea is true, as in, you know, players can all have different play styles and your own combo, your own mix-up, your own defensive option and stuff. So they want to keep that idea still in there. They bring up this, which is really, you know, this is really, really important, but again, doesn't seem like they're really answering the question. I just read it, right? I believe a solution to get new players to enjoy matches not make the game itself easier, but rather create a rank system that makes it easy for them to play with others who are around the same skill level. So this is a huge, I believe now everyone has kind of come to this conclusion. You know, you got your Sajam, he's saying it one way. He's talking about the rollback. The idea of you get rollback means a bigger community, means that you get more people around your level, which means the game is more fun for you. So then other ways, we've talked about the AI. That's another idea, is like getting an AI so you can always have someone around your level, even if it's a computer. But I think everyone's come to understand that the way you enjoy having a fighting game is fighting someone around your skill level. That's how you get good matches. Even if a game is really, really, really difficult, if you can find people around, you know, your level, you're going to have fun. And on the other hand, if a game is really, really easy, but the only people that play it are monsters, you're not going to have fun with that at all. So they talk about, you know, again, just trying to figure out a way to make people fight on the same level. The reason why people can't fight on the same level, and, you know, they talk about rank system. The reason why the rank system is messed up is because there's not enough people playing. So that's why I couldn't recommend BlazBlue, because if you go on BlazBlue right now, the only people left playing are monsters, right? So if you jump on, no matter how good of a rank system you have, if the game is not healthy enough that there's a big community, you're not going to be able to find people around your level. I don't know. You got to figure out how to bring people You got to figure out how to bring people into the game first before you start thinking about, getting the rank system in there. The last part of the question right here, he says, the techniques in Guilty Gear Strive are difficult in a different way than those in previous Guilty Gear games. So this is the most important line here. Every damn time we read this blog, we have to make this point over and over and over again. Series veterans have been practicing the difficult techniques from prior titles for many years now. That's why in the current environment, we've been able to see thoroughly optimized high-level play, right? This is legacy skill. These are the sweats that have been playing Guilty Gear for 20 years. They have all the same techniques or the stuff they've mastered over these 20 years that new players just can't do. However, our goal for this game is to create something new and equally challenging for all players. Something new and equally challenging for all players. So they don't want to make it just, it's just like old Guilty Gear, just simple. They want something new and different. So everyone starts kind of on the same level, and then you can grow from there. And then Daisuke just says, check the tapes. He talked about it in the Publishers Roundtable here. I forget what he talked about. I think he mentioned about just lowering the barrier to entry. I think that was his thing. Is like lowering the barrier to entry to get more people in, and then from there they can grow, right? Rather than starting it up here and just keeping people from ever jumping in, right? Start it down here and then let the players develop. Anyway, next one, talking about the story. I'm sorry, guys. I know there's a lot of people that care about fighting game stories. I don't really care, but they say that, is it going to be a continuation or something brand new? They say it's a continuation of Exerd, but in a way that even new players can enjoy it, and this might be interesting if you're a fan of that. It says, we have something in the works for those that are curious about the story. More information soon. So does that mean anime? Netflix anime? Dating sim? Visual novel? Look for that later if you like the story. This part was interesting, right? They noticed a few... This guy says he noticed a few subtle, almost hidden mechanics and techniques, such as changing direction when Roman canceling an air dash, or by using faultless defense after an air dash to fall faster. Do you plan to have more similar, advanced, and unique techniques? And are there more that players seem to have missed in the beta? So first of all, I don't believe... Well, the answer here, he's like, I'm glad you discovered those techniques. I think SKD discovered it. I think the players discovered it, and then the devs are like, oh, we meant to put that in the game. Specifically this one. The faultless defense canceling after an air dash. This is really grimy. This is grimy stuff. SKD, super kawaii desu. He posted some videos on Twitter. This stuff is cheap. This is really cheap to the point of like, man, I hope that's not in the final version, but we'll see. Anyway, he says, yeah, they didn't want to tell everything because they want the players to discover it. And I like this point. He's like, if we tell the players, he's like, depending on what we say in the public, news sources that they have, that's going to affect how the players play the game. They're going to listen to what the devs are saying and then kind of copy that. He's like, so we kind of left it up to the players to figure some stuff out there. Again, they always keep reiterating this, but there's still major changes, right? The beta was a couple months ago. The game's not coming out until late next year or early next year. There's still a lot of changes that are going on. So whatever you saw in the beta, expect the game to be completely different on release. Yeah, here we go. Here's Sajam again. Sajam and his boys. You can hear like the snot dripping down from their nose as they're sniffling, like, why aren't you guys addressing rollback netcode in these blogs? The silencer on the netplay is truly worrisome. This guy coughed on and he looks at Dice. He's like, come on, these damn kids here. But as we announced previously, Guilty Gear Strive will use rollback netcode, which is currently under development. We are hoping to show the players our netcode not through a section of developers' backyard, but rather when players can play the game for themselves. We ask for your patience until then. Hopefully that means another beta, right? When players can play the game themselves, hopefully they have... I mean, it's pretty much guaranteed that they're going to have a network test. Like, every game has a network test. The problem is, sometimes the network tests are really late in the game. They're like a week before the game comes out or 2 weeks before the game comes out. So you're like, this shit sucks. It's like, well, the game's coming out next week. Sorry about that. Hopefully, they'll have a beta like soonish at the end of the year, maybe. That's the problem, though, is they don't want to do it too early. If they do it too early and it sucks, the game's going to get ragged on. But if they do it too late, it won't give enough time to fix it. So I guess earlier is better than later. Just put out the beta. I'll do my best to defend you after you get torn apart by Western Twitter over having like a shitty beta. But yeah, this is definitely one of the biggest things about the game. Being 100% serious is the net play. This is not just for Strive, but for all FGC. If Guilty Gear Strive, a Japanese company that was planned to have rollback or delay based, if you didn't know this, the game was originally going to have delay based. Then people bitch so hard that they're like, you know what? Let's go to rollback. So this is like the first one to really do it, to listen to you know, kind of the international community follow through and try to do this. So if it comes out good, it's gonna be great, and it's gonna be the new standard. If it comes out and it's shit, we got 10 more years, baby. This is a good question, I think, but again, they're bringing up the ranking system right now. He talks about how, you know, it's hard. People mid-level get ranked up at high level and then ranked down. This is kind of whack, though. He says, my personal thing is that we don't need rankings in our small community. Like, what does this guy want? Hold on. I know what this guy wants. Let me find it. Here, I got something for this guy here. I'm going to give you one of these right here. No more ranks, okay? So everyone, there's no ranks now in Guilty Gear Strive because this guy doesn't think we need it in a small community. He says, I do think it's important to get a sense of satisfaction within our own group. So I was thinking about having something such as titles like Master of the Soul matchup. That's great. I'm going to give you a participation medal. We definitely need ranks. Ranks are very, very important, but you got to figure out how to do it properly. Come on, dude. We plan to announce the details of our system using a different channel, is what he says. But I can tell you that the rank system will be completely different from prior games. So I like this, right? He says, we made systems designed for arcades and then use those ideas as the base for console. But now we're developing with console in mind. So that's good, not just for the rank system, but for the whole game. We're making console net play is our top priority. Arcade is secondary. So that's good to hear. We noticed players would avoid playing modes that impacted the rank because they don't like losing points. That's 100% true. People definitely do that. And then having multiple online modes split the player base, making it difficult for beginners, in particular, to match people around a skill level. Again, that's really, really true. I always talk about how I'm a fan of the lobby system. I don't like how they have lobby system, ranked, like player matches, like private matches and stuff. I feel like having all those different things dividing everyone up makes it hard for a new player to just hop in. I want to see the lobby system kind of forced. So the chat with so many Dragon Balls like that, I remember. I like that. I feel like everyone, you have to go in the lobby. And then from there, you can go to other stuff. But if you're a brand new player, you don't have any friends who play the game, you don't know what's going on. If you jump in a lobby right now in America, there's 0 people there. And you're like, well, this game is dead. But then, no, dude, you just got to join the Discord. Like, no, dude, no one plays that. We only play this mode now. You need to have people online visible to new people. So hopefully they'll do it. You know, and we got to remember real quick how bad the Strive lobbies were. But they were going that direction, right? They were ugly, they were glitchy, but the idea of there was no menu, right? You just jumped into the lobby. So hopefully they keep that and maybe make the lobby look better. Then this one, I feel like this is the only actual like serious gameplay question. So it's how development feel about instant blocking and flawless defense. I'm not going to read the nexus because this guy's sassy. He puts a little bit of a bitch comment in there. But the point is very fair. So flawless defense is really important in Strive, but instant block did nothing. Instant block gave you like more meter, I think. That was it. So everyone's like, what's the point of instant block? Why even bother with this right now? Daisuke says, you know, we're constantly debating defensive game mechanics. To address instant block, in the closed beta, we simply decreased the reward gain from IBing in order to avoid it becoming a prerequisite for matches and strategy. So this, I want to disagree because I've been playing Guilty Gear for a long time. And, you know, I don't claim to be a tournament player, a high-level tournament player, but neither does 99% of the community, you know? Majority of people are either, like, super scrub, super casual, or just play for fun. I've never once thought instant blocking was required in Guilty Gear. I always thought instant blocking was that something that is cool about fighting games is that something extra that you don't need to do at all. But if you're really, really good and you're a real sweaty guy, you can learn how to like really IB and that'll boost you up to the next level. But it's not a prerequisite. I don't do it at all. I do it whenever I feel like it, but I have no strategy behind it. So I didn't think it was necessary to change. But he said the fact that they kind of tampered with it, they made it the same difficulty perform, but they just lowered the reward. He's like, there's no reason to do it. So they're rethinking the input and effect of IB completely. So that's good to hear. Our plan is to make the mechanics something more exciting by the next time you play the game. So again, we have no idea what they're going to go with. I don't think they'll be doing the same as the last game, but if they did, I'd be fine with it. We mentioned, I was talking to the stream about Grand Blue, and the players had an idea in Grand Blue, like IBing in that game should remove chip damage and also prevent your opponent from gaining meter doing that. I think that could be a good, cool idea, but you know, you have FD and Guilty Gear, so I don't know. You need something else. Oh, whoops, I forgot. And then last, of course, they're going to keep doing this right now, so if you guys want to ask questions, here you go. More news about the game for you in October. Get hype. If you tell me to get hype, I'll get hype. But yeah, that's it. That's the third developer backyard. Again, like I said, I'm happy they're doing these. It wasn't too deep this time. You know, rollback. You had to answer the rollback to kind of shut those guys up for a little bit. Hopefully, we'll get a beta test for that. Story. There's news on the story. If you're a story fan, I guess that's good for you there. The IB thing, they're gonna change that. I mean, that's cool, but it wasn't really too big. Overall, yeah, this time wasn't too crazy, I think. But you know, I'm just happy they did something. I guess I'll just say it again because I say it every single video. Guilty Gear Strive is still going down the path. My mind has not changed at all. This game is still going to be less complicated. It'll be more simpler than Guilty Gear Xrd. It's not going to be Xrd 3 for the millionth time, but you can tell that they care about the game. They're thinking about it. They took the feedback. I remember when we had the beta a couple months ago, and they had the feedback forms and everything, and remember all the players were like, no, they're not listening, man. They're not listening. Every one of these developer blogs, they listen. They're like, yes, we're changing that. We heard you. We're changing this. We're changing this. We're changing this. That's three blogs, 3 times where they've pointed out, yeah, we heard that. Okay, we're changing it. We heard that. We're adjusting. Da-da-da-da. They definitely care about the community. So hopefully some of the more jaded players that were saying, they don't listen, man. They don't care about anything. Maybe stop being so angry for a little bit and maybe try and work together with the devs. We'll see. But anyway, let me know what you think. Let me know if you're excited. We have new news in October, which is next month. God damn, it's already September. And hopefully we can get a rollback bid for the end of the year. Anyway, I'll see you next one. Peace.